All right, what's happening? What's happening, guys? Happy Thursday to you. It is Thursday, July 7th, 2022. This morning, we're going to talk about measuring things. You know, what it is that you measure in your life will get better, will improve. And a lot of people don't do enough of this in their life. They think, oh man, that's, really technical to start measuring the things that you do in your life or measuring different aspects of things. For me, anything that's important gets measured, and it should be the same for you. And that's what we're going to talk about this morning. Let's get started.
It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.
All right, guys, what's happening? Happy Thursday to you. Hope you guys are off to an awesome start this morning. I definitely am. I was woke up this morning and didn't feel like doing anything, but I made it to the gym. I checked the box, had a decent workout, not the best one I've ever had, but I made it and checked the box, and that is an important accomplishment for me because there have been times in my life where that would have stopped me. And so overcoming that is a big deal and gets me off to a great start this beautiful Thursday here in Pittsburgh. So this morning, we're going to talk about measuring things. And, we've been talking this week about kind of looking back and looking forward, looking back at the past 6 months and how this year has gone for you, and then looking forward. And we had a conversation yesterday, Top Contractor School Inner Circle call about, the technical nature of how you can improve things. And so, from a tactical standpoint, the easiest way to tell you to improve something is to track it, is to actually measure it. Pay attention to how many times you're doing something. What does the activity look like? And I think that, a lot of people go through life. Business is easy. A lot of times you'll have scorecards set up for you. A lot of businesses don't run with them, but some do. So that's an easier thing to look at and to, kind of agree that things need to be measured and things need to be looked at. But on the personal side of things, what does that actually look like? And so for me, one of the things that I put in place in my life was a goal this year, which is on the screensaver of my phone, just like everything else. Is to work out 5 days a week. And so how do I do that? I measure it, right? I check the box. I have a tracker of how many days I make it and how many days I don't. And so if I'm not checking the box 5 out of 7 days, I'm losing. And any area of your life, it's always been amazing to me when I write something down, when I write it down, when I make that a public declaration or a declaration that I look at all the time because it's on the lock screen of my phone. Much like date night with my wife every single week, I have to put that in my calendar and be able to go back and judge how I'm doing. And so I ask you guys this morning to consider this. What is it in your life that you're trying to work on, that you're trying to improve, that you're trying to impact, that you're not measuring, that you're not tracking, that you're just hoping it gets better? Because I think we all go through that at different times in our lives. But if you really are serious about something, if you really want to make an impact on something, you absolutely have to find a way to measure the activity and the effort that is put out to make an impact on it. You have to measure it. If you don't measure it, you are asking for failure. You are actually putting yourself in a position for a very high percentage chance that that does not happen. And so if you don't measure it, it most likely will not change. What you measure will get better. Just a natural way that things work. If you write it down and you commit to a specific number of times you're going to do something that will lead to success, you will get closer and closer and closer. As time goes on, if you continue to track it, you will get closer and closer to achieving that goal. I cannot tell you how important this is in your life. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if you want to reduce the number of times that you eat out, if you want to decrease the number of calories that you eat in a day, if you want to increase the number of miles that you walk or run in a week or in a month, you have to figure out what it is that you need to accomplish and actually codify it so that you can reach success. Because success, guys, is not, it's not gray. It's not a gray area. It's figuring out what it is that you want to do and reverse engineering that goal down into actions. What does it actually take? And then measuring those actions, finding a way to measure it. I'll give you guys an example that's business related, but it can work for anything. When we started the Pavement Group 4 years ago, we didn't have any customers, right? How do you get customers? Well, you have to make cold calls, or you have to reach out to people. You have to connect with people. And so I had a to-do list that I printed out, real simple. It just had lines on it that I could write down the things that I needed to do every day. And at the top of the page, it had the goals for how many contacts I needed to make, how many appointments I needed to set in a week, how many appointments I needed to actually go on and run in order to convert the number of customers that would build this company. I used that form, guys, for an entire year in order to build what we've built here. That was the foundation of everything that we built. It was following those numbers and tracking them. And I had them stacked up on my desk every single day. I would look, and at the top of the page, I would write a W or an L based on whether or not I checked the box and I won that day. And the more times I would circle that L, the closer I got to victory, because it bothered me. But if you don't measure things and you don't track them and you don't figure out how it is you need to move the needle, then don't be surprised when you end up in the same cycle over and over and over again. Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. But if you track it, if you measure it, it will automatically get better. You will subconsciously start moving in the direction of the things that you want to achieve. Because we're naturally not people that don't want to achieve. We're not wired that way. So if you write it down, if you write a goal down, it's why I write my goals down every single day of my life for years and years and years. I write it down. I have them on my phone. I look at them all day long. Why? Because subconsciously I'm programming. This is what's going to happen. I've had things on this goal list that I didn't necessarily take any direct action towards, but somehow these things started to come into my life. How's that happen? Well, your subconscious mind starts scanning the world for those things that you want. But only if you write it down, and only if you measure it. If you measure it, it goes faster. If you write it down, your subconscious will start scanning the world. Things will start happening. But once you implement the idea of measuring it, everything starts to take off in the right direction. So what is it in your life that you've been struggling with, that you need to write down, that you need to put on the lock screen of your phone to remind you of who it is that you want to be and what it is that you want to attract into your life, what it is that you want to accomplish? At the end of 2022, what's going to make you feel like this was a good year? It's real simple. You take that idea, you take that concept, and you build backwards. If this is what I want to achieve, if this is how much money I want to make, if this is what kind of impact I want to make, this is how much I want to give, this is how, whatever it is, reverse engineer it into the activities necessary in order for you to hit a home run. And then show up every day and do the work. That's it. It's that simple. What you measure will get better. What you wish for may or may not happen. What you hope for may or may not happen. But what you measure, what you pay attention to, and what you create a plan and execute on, it will just happen. One of the things I say most often that lots of people repeat, a quote that I've used for years. It's impossible to wake up every single day, do all the right things, and somehow get the wrong result. It's just not how it works. Might happen for one day, might happen, bad things happen, challenges happen. But over a period of years, it is impossible for you to wake up, do all the right things, and get the wrong result. It's just not how it works. So what is it that you're writing down? Are you intentional enough? Are you organized enough? Are you putting the things in place in your life that create the life that you want? Because you're not stuck. If you think you're stuck in your own mind. You're not stuck in life. There's no such thing. You're stuck in your own mind, and all you need to do to move forward is take different actions or take massive action in some direction in order to get what it is that you want. What you measure, guys, what you write down, what you commit to, you're putting that out into the world, you're putting it into your brain. And trust me when I tell you this, your brain is a powerful tool, man. It will scan the world and look for exactly what it is that you need. And then it'll find it. Keep finding those things and bringing them into your life. Next thing you know, you look back in a couple of years and you can't believe what it is that you've created. This is how it starts. You have to measure things. If you want to exercise more, how many days do you want to do it? If you want to go out and walk and you want to lose weight, there's a calculation to it. How many calories are you intaking versus how many calories are you burning? Simple. Hard to execute, but simple concept. What you measure will get better. So start measuring what it is that you want. Implement those things into your life that you need to change and put metrics to it. What is it that you need to do? And by the way, as you do this, as you set metrics and you achieve them, guess what happens? You build self-confidence. You build momentum. You build all the things necessary to create success in your life. You'll feel better about yourself, and things get better. And they continue to get better. And momentum will continue to carry you in the direction of everything you ever wanted. That's it, guys. It's that simple. I'm going to end by just saying good morning to some folks that are hanging out here. Bruce Mills, what's happening, man? Steve Flaherty, Catherine, good morning to you. Rick, good morning. Bruce Pulver, good morning, my brother. David Martin, you be safe out there on the highway, brother. Zach Collins, what's happening, man? Good to see you on here. Dan Hill, Amy, good morning. Randy, Alton, John Rugg, my man. Gary, Christina, Jenna's on here. Good morning, Jenna. Daniel Good and John Stanton, thank you guys for being here. And I appreciate you guys. And I will see you again tomorrow morning. Same place, same time, right here on Morning Perspective. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. I'll see you tomorrow.
It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.